WWE SummerSlam featured one of the biggest surprises in recent memory when Roman Reigns returned after a 5-month hiatus to attack Bray Wyatt, only to be outdone on this week's SmackDown when Reigns joined forces with, of all people, Paul Heyman. Could Payback follow suit? Now that WWE has transitioned out of the Performance Center and into the ThunderDome inside the Amway Center, the company is reportedly viewing that as a way to reset and refresh its main roster programming, which has struggled to produce consistently compelling storylines during the Performance Center era of audience-less shows. Whenever WWE is looking for a spark, it tends to pull out all the stops in an attempt to improve its disappointing viewership and reengage its fans. SummerSlam was a well-booked show that went a long way toward improving WWE's TV product, but with Payback taking place just a week later, the company runs the risk of viewership burnout leading to a lackluster show. That, of course, doesn't have to be the case, and WWE can avoid delivering an underwhelming Payback event if it books its fair share of surprises at its second major event of the ThunderDome era. Here are 5 huge surprises WWE could pull off at Payback. Keith Lee beats Randy Orton clean given the changes WWE made to Keith Lee's ring gear and entrance music, which will be changed once again at Payback. Upon his Raw debut, there is already concern that he has been ruined on the main roster. But let's just pump the brakes. Despite those questionable changes, WWE reportedly has big things in store for the former NXT Champion, who is primed to be a top star on Raw right out of the gate. The fact that he was immediately thrust into a feud with Randy Orton, arguably the hottest star in all of WWE at the moment, is a surefire sign that he will get the opportunity to succeed on Raw. How Lee fares on the main roster will depend upon his performances there, and there is little doubt among fans that he will live up to the hype. The biggest question is whether WWE will book him accordingly. Though the ridiculous half-skirt outfit and generic music isn't a great beginning, Orton's previous desire to work with NXT stars suggests he would be more than willing to put over Lee at Payback. Orton did the same with Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam in a way that kept the Viper protected, and though that seems like the most likely outcome at Payback, with Lee winning via assistance from McIntyre, this could and should be a scenario akin to Kevin Owens beating John Cena in his main roster debut match. But if that actually happens and Lee pins Orton clean, rest assured that will be quite the surprise given how hot Orton has been and the question marks surrounding WWE's presentation of Lee on his first night on Raw.